Daily Broadside, day 1004. Today, I just had a thought, like donating your genitals to science, okay? Hear me out, all right? We got a lot of people that won't switch sex, that's no big deal. Whatever you want to do, whatever floats your boat, that makes you happy, you think that's going to solve your problems, and go for it. But instead of, taking one genitalia sex and, modifying it and turning it inside out or popping it outside in, whatever they're doing, why don't they just click a box? I'm a donator. I'm donating my eyes. I'll throw my penis in, whatever, and then you'd already have one. Like, what? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a surgeon. I didn't stay at Holiday Inn last night. I'm just saying, seems like it'd be a lot easier to just slice off a dead one and just reattach that and do some microsurgery on some vessels and stuff, and a little vascular surgery there on a wiener, instead of just creating one. And I would think it would be a little bit bigger, right? I mean, because you've only got so much skin, unless they're pulling ass fat off to make a penis. I should probably research a lot of this stuff that I talk about before I just start talking, but that's what just popped into my head. So I think that the donor program in this country could really change it up. We could switch it up. And just, are you donating your penis? Me too, right? But then what if you got to heaven and you're like, where's your penis? And you were like, so that would. And that's the risk you run with your eyes too, I'm going to donate my eyes. Actually, I'm a donor, but I don't really know what that means. I think that's eyes definitely. What am I donating? I mean, I figure, I don't need it, but what is it? I'm donating my liver, my eyes. It's definitely my eyes. I don't think, I guess my heart, my lungs, my nose. I don't know what I'm donating, but I'm donating it because I guess I don't feel like I need it in the afterlife. But man, if you showed up to heaven and you're like, all right, let's party. Why can I not see anything or get an erection? That would be, that would be weird. So, there's that. And I'll say this. I was at a Hispanic joint last night, and here's what happened. Today is Thursday. Okay, so me and my son went Sunday. Okay, Sunday night. We went to this Hispanic joint, right? I had a steak burrito. He had a burrito quesadilla. I had two Dos Equis. And then, obviously, the requisite chips. And we had kind of a late lunch at 2:30, 3. And so I didn't really eat. I had some ice cream later on, I had some Rocky Road or something. And one of those little Haagen-Dazs pints, some of that. And that's really all I had to eat the whole day, right? So I go to bed, and 12:18 a.m., I wake up from my slumber. And, my alarm clock shoots up on the ceiling. So I'm like, it's 12:18. I feel nauseous. I don't feel good at all. And so I lay there for a minute. I rolled over, and I was like, maybe I just feel weird. And then I was like, no, this feels like an impending vomit coming. And I was like, it's been a while, but I know this feeling. And so I started thinking about it, and I was like, the longer I woke, after a couple minutes, I was like, yeah, I think that's just what's going to happen. So I got up, made my way to the porcelain toilet there in the old bathroom. And, it wasn't within a minute, I'm throwing up 4 times. Looked like a burrito to me. All right. Anyway, and then, I brushed my teeth, went back to bed, and I felt completely fine. I woke up the next day. Actually, I woke up that day because it was after midnight. And we're going to let it all hang out. And I said, I'm talking to myself. I'm like, what the hell was that last night? I said, I don't think I've ever had food poisoning, because from what everybody describes as food poisoning, that sounds like hell on earth, just raining down, just hell. And I don't think I've ever had that. I've thrown up from things I've eaten over the years where it just didn't agree with me, but or something, my body was like, enough of this, you're out, just Jim Brewered it, right? But I don't know what that was, because from 12:18 to 12:26, when I went back to bed, I felt like dog crap. But then after that, I was completely fine, and nothing's been. So last night, was it last night? Yeah, it was last night. We go back to Mexico. And my girl's like, you sure you want to eat here? I think this is what made you sick last time. I'm like, oh, we're going to test the hypothesis. I got a hypothesis that I'm working on and some theories, and we're going to find out. I thought about ordering the exact same thing, but I didn't. I got the burrito because it looked good, and I love those things. And so I'm eating it. I had a margarita this time, and So far, I haven't thrown up anything. So I don't know what that was all about. But while I was there, I'd tell you this stupid story to tell you this. They were racing like, I think it's called harness racing. The horse guys, the little jockeys that just hang off a little two-wheeled cart. I'm pretty sure I could do that like right now. Now, I wouldn't be as fast because I'm adult sized. I'm 190 pounds, 6 feet tall. I'm not 4'10", 108 or whatever those little dudes are, little diminutive little bastards, but which of course makes them fast. And so anyway, I'm like, what is the skill here? And from what I researched, it's like a trot or a gallop. They're only going like 8 to 15 miles an hour. It's not even that. I mean, my lawnmower goes 8 miles an hour. I mean, and I can hold on to that thing. It's no big deal. So I feel like I could medal in harness racing right away, just without any training. They'll be like, all right, here, if you don't mind, I know where to sit and I know what to hold on to. Or watch my smoke. Be like Burt Reynolds, watch my smoke. Then he falls face first because he's drunk. Anyway, and the last thing I'll say is I saw somebody in a comment today. Somebody was, they were working at a rental place. And somebody turned in a car with the windows down, damage on the car, and a plate full of, well, not full, but a used plate of spaghetti in the front seat, like a real, like, dinner plate, right? And everybody in the comments was like, man, using a plate for spaghetti is crazy work, and somebody else was like, spaghetti is a bowl food. And everybody was just anti-plate and spaghetti. And I'm like, have my parents just completely, forsaken me my whole life? Because I grew up eating spaghetti on a big dinner plate. Like, I've eaten it in a bowl. I mean, if, you got a smaller amount or something, it's nice to contain it. But I'm a plate of spaghetti kind of guy. And last I checked, when you get spaghetti at a restaurant, which I don't recommend because it's like $18 for noodles and, like, it's just overpriced. Anyway, it's going to come on a plate. Now, it may be an ovular plate or it may be an oblong thing, but it's not going to be a bowl, typically speaking. I mean, there are places where you can get spaghetti bowls. In fact, there used to be a restaurant in my hometown called the Spaghetti Bowl, and I don't know why it went out of business because I damn well love that place. It was kind of like a Chipotle for spaghetti. Anyway, I got a phone call. And spaghetti bowl, you'd order the spaghetti, you want meat sauce, you want marinara, and then you would go through and you pick like mushrooms, cheese, meatballs, like anchovies. I don't remember what it was, but there was like all these different toppings for spaghetti. And I'm like, this is so cool, And then it went out of business and it became a ham. So I don't know what that's all about. I think hams are now out of business. But at any rate, I got to get in here to a high school musical. I think it's ABBA. Mamma Mia, maybe? I don't know. Pray for me. Giddy.